Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name's Semicolon, and today we have our second iteration of the War Within sales review. So, to actually get started, I'm just going to dive right into emptying the mailbox, and then once we're done emptying the mailbox, we will go through the TSM ledger and see what we've been selling. But I've actually been kind of desperate for gold here within the past few days because I've spent everything that I had just doing gold making, leveling professions, that kind of thing, and I was really wanting to wait to empty my mailbox for as long as possible. But it's getting it to a point where by waiting, I'm just preventing myself from doing additional gold making. So I wanted to get this emptied out so that I can start doing some additional crafting again soon. Which pretty soon here, I think I'm gonna have a pretty solid feel for all the different professions and everything that's going on. So I'm looking forward to that. Just kind of a shameless plug, real quick here. I do have well, not comprehensive, but I have a video on inscription and jewel crafting, just kind of reviewing them, talking through recipes, what's been profitable for me within those professions, um, just all that fun, good, juicy information. So, if you're interested, definitely check out those two videos. And yeah, you might find some useful information in there. So, thankfully, the mailbox was more a lot quicker to empty out this time around than previous times. So we received 5.1 million gold. Um, so that is, we're up, I believe, from last time. Okay, yeah. So last time, I don't think 3.7 is totally accurate. It might be. I think we were right around 4 million gold last time, and now we're at 5. Now, I had some unfortunate mishaps over the past few days. So I was trying to work on my gold making cheat sheet that's going to be available to everybody, and one of the things I was doing is milling, and I went to mill a bunch of lure drop herbs because it looked pretty profitable, and I accidentally bought lure drop pigment rank 2. Um, so that was like a 300,000 gold mistake. Um, and then yeah, I other than that, I've just been doing my standard profession leveling on all of my characters, and also I've been spending a lot of time on my main trying to farm renown so that I can get additional knowledge points. So that's kind of where I've been spending some time. But let's take a look at revenue and see what we've been selling through here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of go profession by profession. Um, so when we look at blacksmithing over the last 30 days, it hasn't been quite that long. Only like 5 days I've been actively doing blacksmithing. But I've had 287,516 gold total in sales. Um, I don't honestly quite know if that is representative of all of my expenses. I actually kind of feel like I've maybe spent more kind of working on my blacksmithing than what this revenue is indicating so far. But a lot of the alloys have at least on face value shown that they're profitable for me. But I might need to do some additional looking into blacksmithing and kind of reassess based off of what I'm seeing here. Looking at cooking, so cooking has been definitely a unique one. 175,000 gold in revenue is pretty freaking awesome. I definitely have not spent anywhere close to that doing all of the crafting that I've been doing. I think most of it is probably coming from the hot honeycomb sales that I got at the beginning. And I think that I am probably going to continue doing the hot honeycomb. So it's just using the portioned steak recipe to break down cinder bee bellies. And then with the hot honeycomb, you can either just sell that raw, or you can use the hot honeycomb in all of your other like cooking crafts. But cooking is definitely profitable. So I'm loving to see that, and we'll absolutely continue with cooking sales. Moving on to Inscription. This one is nice and big. So 1.5, 1.6 million golden sales. So missives have been massive over the past few days. Well, really since launch, prices have slowly been coming down on missives, but there was a time where missives were selling for like 4 or 5 thousand gold a piece, and that was several thousand gold profit per sale, which was very nice to see. So with Inscription in particular, I have been looking at some different like crafting materials you need to craft type of processes. So specifically like milling herbs, taking the pigment, crafting that into inks, specifically apricot ink, then taking the apricot ink, crafting that into ciphers, and then either using those ciphers and crafting those into missives, just selling the ciphers, selling the inks. There's a lot of different options with that. And so just, kind of figuring out the best route to go is a little bit of a process right now. Especially because right now, for example, it might be best to craft the inks into ciphers and then just sell those ciphers. But in a couple hours from now, cipher prices might drop, and then it'd be worth crafting them into missives, for example. So you got to do some exploration with that, and that's another thing that I kind of have planned to have represented on my gold making cheat sheet that will be available. Looking at jewel crafting, we're also looking at 1.1 million gold here, which is wonderful. Okay, sorry about that. Newborn son just decided to get wake up a little bit, but yeah, 1.5 million gold from jewel crafting, probably mostly from inverted prisms and just the random crafting materials. If I had to guess, gems are not super popping right now. They're pretty expensive to craft. Sell rates are not super great. Obviously, that's going to turn around exponentially once the season starts and people start getting into that stuff. One thing I did actually want to mention, just kind of backtracking into Inscription right now, in terms of inks, the only ink worthwhile is currently is apricot ink, but that is definitely going to change once the season starts, and also and more particularly once um, crafters start deciding to use their artisan acuity to get those next level, the rare quality crafting tools. At that point, I think we're going to see the shadow ink spike in popularity and also value. So I would just kind of keep that in mind. I don't think shadow ink should just be entirely written off. It definitely has some potential behind it. Okay, so looking at leatherworking, lots of different hides, lots of crafting or profession gear. Really, that's been the only thing that I have been doing. Almost 300K in sales within the last 30 days. Now, I will say with blacksmithing and um, leatherworking, these like it's particularly the profession tools. There's a lot of profession tools between the two professions, and I don't know that I always have them grouped within the same thing. So like, I might have some leatherworking profession tools that I actually have grouped under blacksmithing or vice versa. But to be totally honest with you, I'm not super psyched about the profit made from blacksmithing and leatherworking. It looks like combined about 600K, and I really was expecting a lot more. So I don't know if that's simply like if TSM's ledger's just not representing everything accurately, an issue with groups, um, or if they're just not great. Because interestingly, when I'm going through and like crafting and looking at craft sim for blacksmithing and leatherworking, oftentimes like the crafts that I'm doing says that it's pretty damn profitable. Um, so I guess my point is I would have expected to see more profit from both of those professions. So not sure why we didn't. Um, so lastly, looking at tailoring, um, I honestly, there hasn't been much to do with tailoring as of right now. Some of these, like these weaver cloth bags and reagent bags, I actually just sold those because they were first time crafts on characters. So I'm not actively crafting these. Um, because they haven't really shown as profitable for me. Now, I did craft up a bunch of exquisite weaver cloth, and I unraveled cloth in order to then craft the exquisite weaver cloth, which that was profitable. So we're at like 150K for tailoring. So not fantastic, but hopefully over the next few days, we'll be able to make some additional profit, and some of this will turn around. Little man's over here is not happy. Um, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I appreciate all of you checking in on this sales review update video. We're at 5 million gold. Hopefully, we can turn things around and make a lot more in the next little series. So yeah, again, as you probably are aware, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube. Probably going to be, as of recording this, going live here shortly, but probably by the time this video is up, that time will have been long gone. But you can follow my Twitch. It's twitch.tv/semicolon23. You can also subscribe on YouTube. And that will, well, when I go live, I also stream on YouTube, so you can catch my streams there as well. Let me know if you have any questions, or how your profit's been in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you've been making a killing off of anything in particular. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.